Apple's budget iPhone is no longer a side project. And the iPhone 17e just proved it. Because new leaks suggest Apple is about to do something it never did with the old iPhone SE line. A predictable, annual budget iPhone, launching as early as February 2026. And if this timeline is real, the iPhone 17e could become Apple's most important phone next year. Let's break down what just leaked. First, the release date shocker. A new report from Chinese supply chain sources says the iPhone 17e is already entering early production prep. That's a massive clue. Apple doesn't spin up manufacturing this early unless a launch is locked in. And here's where things get interesting. Last year, Apple launched the iPhone 16e in February 2025. Production ramped up right after CES ended in early January. Then Apple announced the phone in mid-February and started sales by the end of the month. If Apple repeats that exact playbook, CES 2026 ends around January 9th. Production ramps shortly after, which means the iPhone 17e could be announced around Wednesday, February 18, 2026, and go on sale around Friday, February 27, 2026. That's not random, that's a pattern, and it lines up perfectly with Apple's new naming strategy. Because this isn't an SE anymore. By calling it the iPhone 16e, Apple changed the rules. Numbered iPhones get yearly upgrades. SE phones never did. So the existence of the 16e basically confirms the 17e was planned from day one. Now let's talk about the design upgrade. Leaks say the iPhone 17e will finally ditch the notch and get dynamic island. That alone changes everything, because now the budget iPhone won't look outdated. It will look like a modern flagship. Same 6.1-inch display size. Face ID, dynamic island, same design language as the main iPhone 17 lineup. Apple is no longer making a cheap-looking iPhone. They're making a mini flagship. And that's exactly what they need to fight Samsung, Google, and Xiaomi in the mid-range market. Now, performance. Leaks suggest Apple will use a slightly older but still powerful chip. Most likely the A18 or A18 Pro, depending on how aggressive they want to be. That means flagship-level speed, top-tier camera processing, long-term iOS updates. For years, camera-wise, it'll probably stick to a single main lens. But Apple's image processing will keep it competitive. Battery life should improve slightly too, thanks to efficiency gains. So what about the price? This is the other big leak. Sources say Apple plans to keep pricing close to the iPhone 16e. Which means, roughly $499 to $599, depending on storage. That puts it below the standard iPhone 17, but above ultra-cheap Android phones. And strategically, that's perfect. It captures students, young professionals, upgraders from older iPhones, people who want the Apple ecosystem without flagship prices. Now here's the bigger picture. For years, Apple's budget phones were inconsistent. The SE line was powerful, but outdated. Small screens, old designs, Touch ID. The iPhone 16e changed that. And the 17e proves it wasn't a one-off. Apple is turning its budget phone into a core product line. Annual updates, modern design, long software support, predictable launch cycle. That's a massive shift. And it means budget iPhone buyers no longer have to wait 2 or 3 years for a refresh. So here's the bottom line. All signs point to a February 2026 launch. Production timelines match. Apple's naming strategy supports it. Supply chain leaks confirm it. And competition from Samsung makes it logical. The iPhone 17e isn't a distant rumor. It's right around the corner. And Apple's budget iPhone lineup is no longer an afterthought. It's now a core part of their yearly strategy. So what do you think? Would you buy a $499 to $599 iPhone with dynamic island and flagship-level performance? Or should Apple have kept the slower SE-style release cycle? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want the real leaks before everyone else, hit subscribe, because the iPhone 17e might end up being Apple's smartest move of 2026. The budget flagship era has officially begun.